Anyways, welcome guys. Welcome back. I know I'm a little bit late, but you guys have been patiently waiting. No one's complained either. You guys have been very quiet. You just love to watch me and wait for this patch rundown. So here we are. Patch 720. So what am I looking for in this patch? Usually before a patch comes out, I'll either say I have no idea what they're going to do with this patch, or I say what I think about the current meta, yada yada yada. My general thoughts are that the current meta right now, I think we're 2 patches away from Worlds. Worlds is 7.18. I think we're 7, and we're on 7.2. This is kind of when the patches should start to deviate the meta a little bit from then, because you're able to experiment, and you should experiment a lot going into preseason, because preseason is going to blow everything up. You don't want to go crazy before the ladder ends, but you can, change a little bit of things up. So the number one thing I'd like to see is Coin and Ardent Censer nerfs, which I heard preemptively work in this, which is going to make me a little bit upset. But it's alright. Let's keep going. Oh, and usually they'll tell you what the patch notes are going to be about. So it'll be about the Eve rework, okay. Lighter balance patch, because they're preparing the preseason. Okay. What is this? Oh, it's a quick 30-second video about what's happening in the patch. Okay, cool. No, that's not what you watch my patch rundown. You watch it because it's lengthy and it's going to take you a long time. Emotes arrived this patch. Everyone will receive a free thumbs up emote to celebrate launch. Please emote response. God. Change your loadout. Equip your emotes to your... Oh, I can equip it to my emote wheel? So, similar to... Okay. So I can emote in game. Alright. I'm not huge on emotes. It's bound to T currently. QWE. T is where I put my trinket. So, I guess I'm going to have to rebind that. That's okay. I'll probably rebind it to mouse 3 or something. Mute enemy emotes option is in the menu, and everyone gets a thumbs up. Cool. Alright. So, TLDR, emotes are here, and if you have too much money, you're making billions of dollars a year, and you're just wondering, how do I spend money and give more to my favorite game? Riot's got your back. For everyone else, I don't know. I don't know if you guys will like emotes. I don't know if I'll like emotes. I'll just have to see. I'll just wait and see. My immediate assumption is I don't really like emotes, but maybe I'll get more in the mood of it once I see it more. Evelynn rework. I've already brushed up on Evelynn. Her rework looks... I'm a little bit worried that it's too weak, but if it is too weak, similar to Ornn, I'm sure they'll just buff it back up. Brand. So a lot of people ask, why is Brand not seen a lot? So I think Brand right now is a really hard counter to... As a support, is a hard counter to other melee supports that are in mobile. The number one counter pick you should pick Brand into is Kench. I think Brand's probably one of the best Kench counter picks in the game. Kench... really fat immobile tank. Brand destroys fat immobile tanks. So that's at least where I see his current niche. Like, he's good into melee champs and maybe good into immobile squishy range champions like Cesuna. Aside from that, he doesn't see much play mid lane because all skill shot based, really mana dependent, and for the most part, immobile and somewhat squishy. So he's a really hard champion to be able to work around due to his limitations. So what did they do to do this? Regains mana when he kills a unit afflicted by Blaze. If Brand's abilities instantly kill a unit before Blaze is applied, he doesn't get the mana back. Okay, so one of the problems I have with Brand is the fact that he has mana issues. I think this is really nice. This allows you to be able to build the core that you want. So Brand's core right now is looking like double pen Rylai's. So you get Taunting, Leandri's, pen boots, and Rylai's, and he's monster. You don't really even need Rylai's, you just need the double pen. And if he's able to skip this and work with more mana, that's good. I don't think it'll help super much, but anything is good. Like, even if this is like a 10% boost in overall mana gain lane, like anything to be able to push him toward less mana hungry is great for his ability to at least play himself in other lanes. I think especially this is like a mid lane Brand buff. Continuing, Graves, health regen increased, Q first shot scaling increased. Graves isn't getting ahead in scenarios. He should constantly getting outpaced in the early game. Okay, so increase health regen. Dude, is this really necessary? Okay, the way I see Graves is like, if you're playing Graves well, if you're juggling Graves well, it doesn't matter how much health Graves has, because you're taking very little amounts of damage, actually. If your Graves mechanics are on point. Because of his pushback on his auto attack, it makes you kite camps a lot. So, like, I don't really see regen as being, like, a very super valuable stat. Doesn't super matter to me, honestly. This, on the other hand, bonus AD, I'll take it. Very slight first ratio buff, not going to do much for the champion. He's still really only going to be there to counterpick tank matchups, and I don't necessarily know if he even does that well. I think right now this champion's one of the champions that gets like he can't skirmish to really strong 1v1 skirmishers at the moment, which is really weird because Graves used to always be like he was the best 1v1 champion, but now like I think he loses to Ezreal. He loses to stuff like Kha'Zix, so it's really, really dangerous to play Graves. So he's kind of niched into anti-tank carry. And I don't necessarily think any of these things help him at all. Like, he will not see that much more play due to these things. They're just nice. It's okay. Karma. Mansion refund on hitting enemies increased. Oh, is this a passive mantra Q for hitting multiple targets? Decent buff for you once you in the mid late game. I think that's what this is trying to do. They're trying to find a way for Karma to get buffed in that situation. However, you're never going to be using mantra Q in mid late game. You're only going to use mantra shield. I don't think this buff does anything because it's not very good. I can understand them wanting to get her mid-late game better, because of all the shield supports, I think Karma and Nami are the two that tend to scale the worst. Karma less so than Nami. Nami's probably the worst scaling Ardent support at the moment. But I don't think this really does anything, because you're going to be mantra shielding when you go into late game. Like, this is not what you're going to be doing. Maybe this buffs mid-lane Karma, actually. As strange as that is. A little bit. I don't think she'll get played that much, but it's more of a buff to mid lane Karma than anything else. It's the passive for anything. Okay, optimize mantra usage. No, it's even for basic autos. It's not just for abilities. 2 seconds off, 1 second off. No, it's overall just a good late game buff for every kind of Karma. I misread it initially. Is this good? I'm wondering if support Karma can play far enough up to be able to use this. But with all the frontline people diving, this is actually a pretty good buff for Karma. Then yeah, I guess their understanding is that she needs more help in the mid late game. And this is something that will be able to help her out. As long as she's active during team fights, which is kind of the buff you want. Because you don't want them getting free buffs for doing nothing. Unless the champion's really, really weak. Cool. Alright. It's actually not bad. I think it's good. Ornn. Alright, let me just put this right out there. I don't necessarily think Ornn needs that many buffs. The champion itself is already fairly good, in my opinion. And they just keep adding more and more to his kit, and I'm just like, okay, well, like at some point you're just letting me win for free. And this is like a humongous buff to him, because before, because it targets current health, it would do a great amount of damage at the very beginning, and it's very hard to kill people at the very end. However, with now it always doing max health, I just win all the tank matchups for free with Ornn. Like, I think Ornn is a great pick into all the tanks top lane, because I think that he just does tremendous amounts of anti-tank damage. So yeah, this champion super good. Increase the hitbox for his E, really, really nice buff. And the cast time, so you can hit it easier. Solid. I like it. Good stuff. I don't necessarily know if he needed this. I do think that overall it's better to have consistency, but maybe the percentage numbers are too high for maximum health, to be honest. Maybe we should go with like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rather than this, because I think 20% max health feels too high in my opinion. I think that and the rest of these are just quality of life buffs, so this is really the biggest change. But yeah, you'll be seeing me play a lot of Ornn afterwards. I really do think that now he's pretty good. Really, really good. Kench. Passive damage increased and scales at earlier levels. Tom can spit out devour targets earlier. Listen to the voyage no longer briefly locks. Okay. So he does. He gets scaling on his passive. And then his maximum damage is percentage of his health. Okay, cool. Devour, you can spit him out with 1 second. And Devour no longer locked out for 1 second after teleporting. Okay, so these are quality of life buffs, these two. This is the real big deal, which allows you to do more damage as kind of the game goes on, and more damage earlier. So, to be honest, this probably helps out top lane Kench more than anything else. I don't know if you guys remember top lane Kench, but top lane Kench used to be super, super oppressive. I'm kind of interested to see if he'll come back. I think probably top Kench is maybe like 2 buffs, 1 to 2 buffs away from coming back. This doesn't super help bot lane Kench. I think bot lane Kench's identity is like he's there to be able to deny a lot of all-in champions like Rengar, or be able to like pick people up from getting bound like against Morgana, or he's there to like try to counter pick AD matchups like for instance Alistar. So this guy is really, it's a really small relative niche. I think that's okay given that he's got such a unique kit, like especially with his W. So this makes him better, especially for top lane. I'm interested to see how much better he is, but I don't think it's going to be that much. But maybe he didn't need that many buffs because we're already seeing like Taric and Alistar getting played. Maybe he does come back as kind of a pseudo counter pick to, Alistar and Morgana. We'll see. Azir. So this champion is doing really well right now. Actually, super well. He improved visuals for attack speed. That's nice as an opposing player. I don't know when he has it until I can see the 3 soldiers down. But they should be watching this champion really closely because I don't think Azir should have a higher than 50% win rate because naturally the champion's kit should be very difficult to play. And so if it's 50% or higher, the champion might be overtuned. I haven't played against enough Azirs to see, but he is very strong right now, for sure. Thalia, Seismic Indicator, shows the shove AoE rather than direction, quality of life change, nothing, not a buff at all, just visual, helps out a little bit. These are all changes to Janna where they nerfed her base movement speed, her base health, her base mana, her movement speed on her passive, and her W cooldown and her ult cooldown. Even with all of these put in, she's still probably a good champion. So I like where she is. She doesn't seem like she's super OP. And I like the fact that she did get nerfed a lot after her changes, because apparently they were just buffs. So Steric's Gauge, what did they do with this? It's supposed to function as one of the keystones for items for Juggernauts along Deadman's Plate. While Deadman's Plate helps overcome their natural immobility, making team fights, Steric's Gauge is an item that lets them stay in the fight. Right now, it's not really hitting our goal. One of the biggest weaknesses Juggernauts face is their susceptibility to crowd control. While gap closures, they often spend the whole fight getting kited before they die. We're tasking the new Steric's Gauge to solve that problem and shifting some of its power into tenacity on Lifeline. On top of that, we think Steric's Gauge should use some raw power to shorten up the base stats, especially the base attack damage amp. Ooh, really, it's going to be really good for champions like Aurelia. We have to make Steric's Gauge melee only. Wait, really? I mean, dude, honestly, I was reading this and I was thinking to myself, oh my god. Think of Urga itemization. Second item, Steric's Gauge over Frozen Mallet. Ooh, I'm feeling it, dude. Because he's really susceptible to CC, and if he's not CC'd, his W keeps shooting. So I was thinking to myself, oh my god, dude, you made the Urga item perfect. And they slap you with this. Melee only. So I do think this is a great thing to have in the game. Riot should be looking to like differentiate more stuff being melee only, range only, to be able to better balance itemization. The only thing I will say is that maybe they need more items in general, because if they classify every single item this way, then there's not going to be enough items in general to be able to have like good diversity. But this is definitely a good step in the right direction, in my opinion. With increased damage, and once again, it be enticing to marksman, but this already have enough anti-assassination tools. Great, thank God. Okay, no longer gives additional base attack damage with lifelink. Gives you 50% base AD increase. That's super nice. Can only be purchased by melee champions. Form swapping champions only benefit from the base when it's a melee form. Okay. Shield weights 0.75 seconds now before decaying. 30% tenacity. That's so good. That's a Merc Treads right there. The problem is, usually what happens if the people get CC'd all the way down to 30%, like that health, maybe they'll live that long. But honestly, no, I think it's still really good. Like, you're gonna be in a situation where Lifeline procs and you get that enormous shield. You have 30% more tenacity, so you have a passive for the team fight. I can't imagine really with this. She gets her passive, Merc Treads, and this passive, she's unstoppable. Literally, you can't touch her. I don't know if it's worth 600 extra gold, to be honest, though. That is an enormous amount of gold. For 50 more health. Huh. Actually, I like what they're doing with the item to give it tenacity. I like what they're doing with melee only. It might be too expensive. It's a 20% base damage increase for sure, but I don't know if it's worth it. It was super cheap before, so maybe this just puts it in line, and maybe I'm undervaluing the 30% tenacity as well as the AD increase. Certainly, it's a possibility. I mean, for Merc Tread, you're technically paying like 400 gold for the effect. And that's all you're doing in this situation as well. Except for Merc Tread's only procs when you're like dying in a team fight, but you know, some semantics here and there. It's probably less gold efficient, but might be a better item, which might not be bad. We'll see how it works out. Jerome's Fist, flat health increase, stacks required to fill decrease. Takes a little bit too long to stack up. I completely agree. So this is great, super good. That way you get your power on the immediate buy. Ancient Coin Line. Oh, they did nerf it, thank God. This is a big problem right now. I think Coin, okay, the way I see Coin is the one of the 3 things that requires the least interaction from you as a support to be able to get. Coin, unfortunately right now, is also giving you almost infinite mana and giving you the most amount of gold of all the things. I think that just shouldn't be the case. Like, if you're working the least, you should be getting the least benefit for it. It shouldn't be just by existing, just by walking with your AD, you get more benefit than anyone else. And do not try to make an argument with me that, no, dude, I have to put myself in danger to walk next to the creep wave to get the coins. That's complete BS, and you know it. Like, this is too safe. I would like there to be like maybe like a general gold nerf. And or a mana nerf. So I'm glad they're doing the missing mana down to 6%. I do think that something's got to give, you know. And this is definitely one of the things. Great. Spell Thief's Edge. Giving Spell Thief supports a bit more oomph for the early game regression. Remember how we said coin users will have to walk up the minion wave more frequently? Go punish them for it. Oh, they're just giving you 5 extra AP, level 1. Oh, the item's great. It's super good. Wait, that's a pretty good buff. Just giving you 5 flat AP. That's solid. That's solid. That's really good. Especially because you don't remember last patch, the upgrade of Spell Thieves now gives you 10% CDR. So on the 500 gold mark, you're getting essentially free CDR a lot earlier. So with these 2 buffs combined, makes this Spell Thief very, very appealing. Smooths out Krug splitting animation. Okay. Spell Shield. Fix a group where some things are being interrupted through Spell Shield. Okay. Honor. Charity Voting Hub. Vote for your preferred charity in the Vote for Charity client tab. We're raising money for 3 global charities with sales. Hop in the client and vote for your preferred cause. The winner gets 50% of the champion pool. The other team split the remainder. Your vote is weighted by your honor level. What? Okay, I guess it's not in yet. Okay, I gotta wait for tomorrow. Um, this is okay. How do I? This is random. This is super random. I don't know where this came from. I don't know whose idea was this to think about this. This is just random. I don't know if anyone expected this to happen. I understand the point of this though. The point of this is that they want to have a reason for you to like Honor. The idea of Honor has quickly faded. Like they don't want Honor to turn into what happened last seasons with the ribbons, right? People cared about the ribbons really for 2 weeks and then disappeared. Honor is kind of going the same way. Cool, I have Honor 5. Cool, I have Honor 3. What does that really mean for you? Nothing much. Sure, you get more keys here and there, but it doesn't really mean anything. So they're trying to make it a situation where you feel like your honor, like if you have high honor, it's worth more. I don't think this is what you're supposed to, like. I don't think this is a good way to do it. I think this is like a really one-off thing that at best is going to make you feel like honor's meaningful for just about a month or less. I'm hoping they have more incentives for Honor because at the moment it really does feel like I have Honor 5 on both my accounts. Cool, I'm an honorable. It just means I don't flame my teammates like crazy, and I don't. It's not like I get anything out of that, to be honest. So that sounds like maybe greedy of me, right? Like, oh man, like you're already Honor 5. Like, why do you deserve more for being that way? And it's like it's not so much that, but rather more incentives, you know? Because for the most part, people like incentives, you know. That's how you bring people in. You want to have, if you want them to do good, make it like a good cause and make them to have incentives for doing that. And so, I just feel like the incentives aren't there. Similar to the Challenger ladder, like there really isn't an incentive for Challenger at the moment till at the very end of the season. Like this next month is going to be like everyone's going to be super trying. But before this month, people didn't super care about it, and and that doesn't feel good. End of the game screen. In regular, not for charity honor voting, want to make it more clear when teammates haven't voted at the end of it, so you don't wait for that honor won't ever come. On the right side of the screen, you can see it. Okay, cool. Item set sharing. This is kind of like Hearthstone decks where you can export. Honestly, I should probably do this. I'm just too lazy to. I'm probably gonna. The only reason why I think this is nice is because I'm literally gonna steal item sets from like all the pros and just use them. So I guess I'm happy this is here because it's less work for me. But I don't really use item sets at the moment, so it's nothing that I can. I can't really talk too much about it. Rotating game mode, Dark Star Singularity. Oh, I actually heard this one's pretty fun. I haven't played it though, but I heard it's just a lot of thresh. Heard this one's actually pretty fun. Should try it out. ARAM Battle Boost. We temporarily unavailable and work on some backhand. Wow, they actually needed a whole thing for this. Alright. And bug fixes, which I usually don't read. Upcoming skins. Super Galaxy Annie, Nar, Nidalee, and Elise. Really? That's strange. I like the Annie skin. I think that one's the best. Fallen Chromos will be released as well. Dragon Blade Talon? Wait, actually, some of these look cool. Wait, the skin doesn't suck anymore. I might buy some of these, honestly. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright then, that was my Passionate rundown. I'll have this up on YouTube, and by me, I'm sure someone will have this up on YouTube within the next 48 hours.